Hi, I'm here to possibly save you some money, but first let me introduce myself. My name is Aaron, and generally I spend my time working on computers, typing on keyboards, using this here mouse. Most of the time I do not get my hands dirty. If you know my wife, you know that she likes the grass green. So I decided to double and in some cases triple the amount of time each zone was watered. This went on for about a week while we were out of town. When we came home, we found some water on the edges of the basement. Immediately, I remembered how I had just adjusted the sprinkler systems, so I went ahead and backed it off. Everything was fine for the next few weeks. And if anyone remembers, yesterday, on August 10th, in this area, we had about 2 hours of non-stop rain. And I don't mean just any kind of rain. I mean the kind of rain that floods the streets. Meanwhile, Melanie went into the basement and she said, "Aaron, I don't hear any noise over where the sump pump is." Well, that's because I had turned our dehumidifier off, which is over in that corner. She doesn't understand that the sump pump doesn't just run non-stop. It actually turns on to pump the water out, then it turns off to rest and let the basin fill back up. But because it had just rained so much, I decided to go and check it out. The thing that caught my attention is the pipe that normally is dripping water was completely dry. I used a flashlight, looked at the pipe, and I noticed it had built up quite a bit of muck. I wondered what that was from. So I went and got a spoon and I got a bucket, and I went ahead and tried to clean it out by hand. There was still no water coming out. Now mind you, this is hours after we had 2 hours of non-stop rain. There should be water coming out of that pipe. Well, I never did figure anything out, but I went ahead and went to sleep. And this morning I woke up and called a friend. He gave me a number to a man named Carl, and I'm going to put his number right at the bottom of the screen, so if you have any issues, you can call him. When I called him, he was very helpful and he told me my options. He said that because of the year that our house was built, that there's a possibility that we may have to actually dig up, put in some new weatherproofing, some new pipes into the cement of the basement, and it could cost anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. Carl said before we look into anything, he said, "I want you to go ahead and get your garden hose." I spent about 5 hours flushing the pipe out. I would like you to take a look at these videos and pictures. I'd like you to just see what it started as and how we ended up finishing. About 30 feet of hose in there. If you notice, the water is dirty. That's all the mud and silt that comes in through the pipes, and I am cleaning it. Now you'll notice that there's not much water coming out for how much I'm putting in. So if I kink the hose like that. Now, watch all the water that backflows. See? See how dirty it is? It's disgusting. Pretty sure that most plumbers don't use a photography light box. It's a 1,000-watt halogen right there. Works good for this. So now watch as I let the kink go. Starts filling up and it will actually stop the water for a minute. What? I don't know. Got some debris. This is after shoving about 10 more feet in. This thing's got to be to the front of my house by now. So right now the hose is running full pressure, probably 40 feet under my house. And you notice not much water is coming out of that pipe. Once again, I'd like to show you when I kink the hose, all the water that backflows. There we go. Now, it'll take a little minute because we got all that space. The hose is now kinked, and I want you to see all the water that comes out. This is amazing to me. This is why plumbers make so much. I may change professions. Watch all this water. See? It's all coming. See how brown and full of dirt, sediment, and silt. See all that? See how it slows down? It's because now it's back filling into the pipes. I don't really know all the technical terms. You have to ask a real plumber, but you do see that a lot of the water has slowed way down. So my plan is that if I keep filling up the pipes with the water from the hose as deep as I'm in there, I let it fill up and then I kink it so that the pressure stops, and then it comes backwards, and all the dirt and silt that's gotten through the whatever you call those, drain tiles or pipe, whatever, once it comes back through, little by little, I'm getting the dirt out of this so that our basement will not leak. Now William, who is on the other side of the basement, just informed me that I've used all the hose that I have at my disposal. So we are now as far in as this hose will take us. This right here, I happen to find it's on the exact opposite side of my basement, and it looks like I took the top off and I'm running water. I smelled it, didn't smell sewery, so I knew it wasn't that. And it looks like the opposite side of my house actually has another thing connected to the sump system, drainage system. And so I'm running water in here, and sure enough, it's coming out of where the sump pump's at. So looks like I can get even further with my hose, which is exactly what I want to do. So I broke my light, but what I'd like you to see here is that water is what is being dumped into the drain on the opposite side of the house, and it's coming through clear. So I think we did it. One of the other things that I've known for a long time is the importance of the gutter system and collecting water off the roof. And it's very important that as that water runs down the roof and into the gutter system, and then it travels over into where the spouts come down the house, it's very important that that water is pushed as far away from the house as possible. Well, you'll notice in this video that our gutters were not working properly. The last thing I did after flushing our complete sump system in our basement is I went on the roof, I sprayed the gutters out, and now our gutters work properly. Be sure to check all downspouts and make sure that they're attached snugly and that the water goes through them. And when it comes out, it doesn't just come out right next to the house. That's a very hard thing for your sump system to deal with. I would like to add to this video that just because I did this doesn't mean you should do this. I would encourage you to call a professional first. I'd like to say that I saved anywhere from $500 to $10,000. Thanks a lot.